What's up, y'all? It's your boy Tevin Jameer back at it again with another episode of the Hate It or Love It podcast. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I had a hard time trying to come up with a topic for this episode, but Apple came in just in time. They released the all-time replay. So they released like the top 100 most streamed songs on the service, but to individual users, they sent their top 100 like most played songs of all time since using the service. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna go through my top 50. Now I will show y'all 100 to 51. So that's currently what you're seeing on the screen, my 100 to 51. Just because that's a lot to go through 50. I mean, to go through 100 songs. So I'm gonna do it just kind of like how I do my end of the year like movie rankings, where like I'm just gonna go through 50 of them. I mean, 50 of the songs, and kind of explain like why I like the song. If there is really much of an explanation, like I'll go through and explain like why I like the song and stuff like that. But obviously, I have more explanations for like as we get closer to number one, like maybe top 10. I'm really gonna go into why I love the song so much. But yeah, also, I should put out this disclaimer real quick. I started using Apple Music in 2021, but I've been using like, Apple Music, Spotify. Like I've been using streaming services since like 2013, 2014. So I kind of hate that I don't have like a decade's worth of music to show y'all. I feel like my list would be so different. Like I feel like it would be really different because you got to take into account like I was in high school around like 2013, 2014. So like music that I was into in high school and then even my college years or for most of my college years is not even included in this list. I wish there was a way because I know there's ways to integrate your Spotify music over to Apple Music, but I wish there was a way to integrate the data from your Spotify, app over to here. Because like if I could get all the songs, like well, obviously I do have all the songs, but if I could get like all the data to like my listening habits throughout the years, it would also be interesting to see like how my habits changed. But this since I only started using Apple Music like 4 years ago, this is only gonna like cover more recent listening habits of mine. But y'all get what I'm saying. I wish I had the fuller scope, but this is still, a little fun episode to give y'all while I'm away on my trip. So yeah, with all that being said, take a good look at 100 to 51. Take a good look. So now let's get into number 50. And at 50, we have My Side by Lil Tecca. Um, Lil Tecca is someone who I had like a big like phase listening to around 2021, 2022. Just because Tecca, like, one thing with me, and I addressed this a few times on the podcast. One thing with me is around like 2020, like, early 2020s, late 2010s, um, like gangster music has really become a big thing in rap. Like most of the biggest rappers around that time was basically all gangster rappers. And personally, me like seeing rappers die here and there, like it was really starting to affect me. So I wanted to seek out more. Like I was always like I do like gangster rappers. I like a couple of them, but I like it. I like the gangster rappers where like them being a gangster isn't the main thing in their music. But so I wanted to seek out more fun like rappers or more lyrical rappers around that time, and Lil Tecca was one of those fun rappers. Now, obviously, he does talk that gangster stuff, but he admits that it's not real. So, like, I don't feel as bad listening to him because, like, obviously, I know he's not really doing that stuff. But, yeah, like I said, I really got into his music just because it was more fun type music. I don't really have to think like deeply about him passing away anytime soon or anything like that. So, like, yeah, I really got into his music, and My Side is definitely one of them. Now, I still listen to Lil Tecca's music. Like, I heard his new album, I think it's called Dopamine. I have heard his new music, but like, I don't know what it is. I like more of his older music than his newer music, but his newer music is still great. So I still recommend it. Definitely go check out Lil Tecca. If you're looking for more of a fun hip hop type vibe, all my all my aunts, uncles, or older family members that listen to my podcast, I'm not gonna recommend him to y'all because he's more like a newer style type fun rapper. But like, maybe I would recommend him. I mean, I played Lil Tecca around my dad and he liked it, so yeah, maybe old heads can rock with it. But yeah, My Side at number 50. At number 49, we have Treasure in the Hills by Leon Thomas, which is from his first album, Electric Dusk. And yeah, I was trying to put people onto Leon Thomas around the time he dropped his first album. I'm glad that he's getting success with his second album, but I feel like his first album is still going under the radar. His first album is still amazing, and to be honest, I still see both albums kind of on par. I would slightly say that Mutt is slightly better, just slightly better, not much better. But yeah, Electric Dusk is a really great album. If you haven't heard that, like if you only heard Mutt, like the Mutt album, not just the song, but I mean, even if you just heard the song, if you heard anything from Leon Thomas and you liked it, definitely check out Electric Dusk. Definitely say it's one of his best albums. And yeah, and Leon Thomas is really good at outros. Like the second album, Mutt, the outro for that was I Used To, which was a very emotional song and really drives home the point of that album, which it was basically a breakup album. This one, Treasure in the Hills, is kind of like, now, I will say, Electric Dusk, I don't even fully know the real theme of the album. It just felt like a bunch of songs about love and whatever. But I do like that he ended the album with Treasure in the Hills, just because when you listen to the album, it kind of sounds like he's on his player stuff for most of the album. But then Treasure in the Hills, he kind of finds that one true love. So, yeah, Treasure in the Hills is a really great song. Um, at 48, we have TV Off by Kendrick Lamar from GNX. And one thing I will say, I know I did my Kendrick ranking like a few months before GNX came out. If I was to do that over again, GNX would probably be my second favorite album from Kendrick. Actually, definitely my second favorite album from Kendrick. One reason that I love GNX so much is because ever since To Pimp a Butterfly, I kind of wanted Kendrick to go into more of a fun album type direction. Because don't get me wrong, Kendrick has bangers on almost all his albums. And I guess you could say Damn, before GNX, Damn was pretty much his most banger filled album. But um Damn still had more of a serious, like it still has serious themes in the album itself. So that's what I meant. Like I wanted Kendrick to not make a very theme heavy album. I just wanted him to have fun, and GNX is exactly what I wanted. He's giving you bars, but he's also, putting on that West Coast sound, putting on West Coast artists. Like it just really, I really feel like he went into the booth and really had fun making this album. Hence why I love this album so much. Now, is it better than Good Kid, Mad City in my opinion? No, just because I still value more of a theme, but then also Good Kid Mad City is inspired by films. Like he made the album to feel like a film, and y'all know I'm a film lover, so like of course I'm still gonna like Good Kid Mad City more, but but in terms of like Kendrick just going off having fun, like GNX definitely is my second favorite album from him overall, and TV Off is just a great song. So I would tell y'all to check it out, but like everybody's heard TV Off. Any song from Kendrick on this list, I'm not even gonna recommend because most people have probably heard it because he's one of the biggest rappers right now. So yeah. At number 47, y'all better get used to hearing her name. Just like my last end of the year music video, like y'all better get used to hearing her name. At number 47, we got JoJo's Leave Get Out. And when I say JoJo's, like that's literally her name, but that's also the name of the album. Her first album was self-titled. So JoJo. Leave is one of her biggest songs. Easily one of her biggest songs. I think it's her second favorite. I mean, it's her second biggest song behind Too Little Too Late. Leave is a little cool, R&B, somewhat popish type song about, getting cheated on and heartbreak and stuff like that. Like, yeah, Leave is a really good song. Um, it's not nowhere near any of my favorite songs from her, which you'll eventually notice on this list. I got a lot of songs from her up here, but yeah, Leave is a really great song. I would recommend it, but it's like one of her biggest songs. I feel like it's one of the songs that everybody usually knows. Actually, it's kind of funny. When I tell people that I love JoJo, people always say like, "Oh, you talking about Siwa?" And I'm like, "No." And then they're like, "So who is JoJo?" And all I literally have to say is "Leave, Get Out" or "Too Little, Too Late," and automatically people know who they are. So I mean, know who she is. So yeah. Um, at number 46, we have Breaking Point, also from Electric Dusk from Leon Thomas, and Breaking Point, I think, was like his first single from the album. And also, it's kind of funny that like he dropped the song around the same time that me and my last girlfriend was going through it. So it just, I don't know. I guess it's up here just because, I mean, it is genuinely a great song. Like if you love the old school blues, R&B, like heartbreak type song, like you're going through it with your girl type song, then yeah, this is a perfect one for you. But like it really just fit just because of what I was going through at the time. So yeah, at 45 we have Popular Loner, and this is something I said about Rod Wave plenty of times. Rod Wave, out of all the artists that I like I love JoJo, love Kendrick, love Leon Thomas, but out of all the artists that I love, Rod Wave is probably the most relatable of all of them. Like I tell people all the time, if you want to know my thought process, if you want to know how I feel about things, listen to a Rod Wave album. And I'm not just talking about the sad songs, which that is a big misconception with Rod Wave. Like everybody says that all his music is sad, and it's like no, that's not all it is. Like his biggest songs has a sad tone to it. I'll give y'all that, but like all his music is not sad. Listen to his early mixtapes, and even now, some of my favorite songs from him ain't even sad. And then also the other thing is with Rod Wave fans, yeah, we do listen to all his music, even his sad ones, but people be acting like we sit here crying listening to his music. No, we really be like singing those sad songs like it's a big club banger. Like, I don't know how to explain it. You just gotta be part of his fan base to understand what I'm saying. But like, yeah, with a title like Popular Loner, like people might read that and think like, oh, this is just a really sad behind song. But I'm like, nah, it is actually somewhat of a banger. Like, you're not gonna get it unless you get it. Kind of like what he said on his song "Don't Forget." Um, Wait, is it "Don't Forget"? There is a song that he made where he's like, "If you don't feel my pain, then this isn't for you." Like, well, that actually didn't help the sad case. But y'all, look, Rodway fans get it. That's it. Rodway fans get it. At number 44, we have "Peekaboo" by Kendrick, of course, from GNX, and when GNX first came out, this was like my favorite song from the album, but ultimately I do have another song that is my favorite from GNX, which is gonna come up soon on the list. But yeah, Peekaboo is a really fun song, and I kind of like how him and AZ Chike like go back and forth in the last verse and whatever. Like I don't know, I just like how they did it on this song. Like I said, nothing too special, but yeah. At number 43, Please Don't Cancel Me. Don't Cancel Me. Um, Yes Sir by Tory Lanez from his Chicks Tape 5 album. Okay, I'm gonna keep this short. I'm gonna keep this real short. The whole Tory Lanez thing, the whole Tory Lanez Megan thing, I don't like to really get deep into it. I don't really like to get it deep into it. Don't take this as me saying like, I believe 100% Tory and all that and whatever. And don't take it as me hating Megan. I know when I talk to some people about the situation, I actually try to stay very neutral and I actually point out, wrongs and rights on both sides. Like, I feel like I'm very neutral when it comes to the situation. But this being on my list, I feel like some people are going to take it as like I'm a big Tory fan. Look, I'll say this. Usually, I'm someone that can separate music from the artist, but I can't lie. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Even though I don't ultimately believe Tori was the one that shot Megan. Now, I'm not of the camp that believe Megan wasn't shot. If you feel like she wasn't shot, you just kind of stupid. Like you kind of stupid. There's whole proof that that girl was shot. But um, and like I said, I'm not gonna go too deep into it. While I don't believe that he was the one that shot her, I do believe that Tori does have a lot of issues and that he definitely needs to be situated with. That is my ultimate stance on that. And when it first came out that that happened, I actually did believe he did shoot her because he is a very aggressive person. His past definitely is not helping his case when it comes to this situation. That's all I'm gonna say about this. Don't take this as me being a big Tory fan. I would definitely say I used to be. And while I try to separate music from the artist, I can't lie. With a lot of the situations that he's going through, it did kind of make me like subconsciously stop listening to his music as much. Yes Sir just happens to be one of the few that stuck out because Pretty Ricky. Like I think that's the thing I love about this song the most is because it samples Pretty Ricky's I can't think of the song. I can't think of the song, but it samples my favorite song from Pretty Ricky. So, yeah, I know that just got serious out of nowhere, me addressing the whole Tori and Megan thing. But Yes Sir is a good song. It's just very unfortunate that it was made by someone who obviously has a lot of issues. So, yeah. At number 42, we have Close Enough to Hurt by Rod Wave, which, okay, this is more one of his more saddest songs, but I relate to it. I just relate to it a lot, especially with the dating history that I had. Boy, I hope me just saying that isn't going to get me no angry messages. But like with the dating history that I have, that song just really relates to me. Um, at number 41, Abandon, another relatable song. Um, yeah, that's all I can really say. I know it's gonna sound sad, but like, yeah, that's the only thing I can say. At number 40, we have Die Hard, which is probably, in my opinion, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers' biggest radio friendly song. Die Hard really sounds like, a R&B popish, or not popish, but like more hip hop R&B centric song. I kind of wish Kendrick did make a video for it, but with the purpose that he had for Mr. Morale, it kind of wouldn't have fit. So I understand why he didn't make a video, but it would have made a great music video. Like if it really was one of his more radio friendly songs from the album, but it's a more serious album, so I understand why he took more serious approaches with the music video. But for anybody that says like Mr. Morale is just too serious of an album, I tell you, go listen to Die Hard. It really is one of the most radio friendly songs. And it's one that definitely is fun to listen to in the whip. It's also one that's nice at a party. I heard it at a couple of parties and it definitely sounds really good. So, yeah. 39, Answer Your Phone by Leon Thomas from his album Mutt. And if you want that yearning, like begging on your knees for your girl to forgive you type music, Answer Your Phone is definitely that song. It's definitely that song. I definitely recommend it. Leon Thomas really poured his heart and soul out into that song. At 38, we got Kiss by JoJo. Now, I'm gonna be real. JoJo's albums, like I explained it before in my album ranking video for her. She has two albums that I'm not really too big of a fan of. One is Mad Love, which I think is her third official album. That one I'm not the biggest fan of. It got a lot of good, like the highs on that album is really high, but like I'm not the biggest fan of it. And Good to Know, it's not that I dislike the album. I just find it decent. Like there's a good amount of songs, hence this song right here. There's a good amount of songs that I go back to, but it's not the it's not my favorite. But Kiss, when I say the highs are high, Kiss is a really great album. I mean, really great song, and I really feel like it stands with the rest of her songs in her discography. Kiss is really great. I don't know why, out of all the songs from Good to Know, that's the one that hit the most, but like Kiss is a really good song. And it's also, I kind of get like a little fun 2000s vibe from it. Like, that's another song, just like I was saying with Die Hard, that's another song I feel like she should have capitalized with a music video. I do think Kiss would have been a hit if she really like pushed it music video wise. And maybe she was trying to do that and maybe her label was stopping her. I don't know, but I feel like Kiss was a good song to capitalize off of. 37, and this is my favorite song from the GNX album, Hey Now. Look, I love Hey Now just because Dodie did his thing. I like how him and Dodie was like going back and forth with it. Um Kendrick's second verse is probably like one of my favorite verses from him. Not even just on this album, but just in his whole discography. Yo, see, I'm someone I know the lyrics, but I have to be listening to the song actively to like rap along to it. But like, I love the second verse. Yeah, I be repeating that thing like crazy. But like, yeah, if you never heard Hey Now, which I mean, obviously, and it was used in the Super Bowl ad when he was performing. So like, if you haven't heard Hey Now, like if you're one of the 5 people that haven't heard it, definitely go check it out. Hey Now is such an amazing song. 36, we have Be Alone by Blast, which at first that wasn't my favorite song from Blast. Like if at first it was overrated, but Be Alone is such a It's such a fun sounding song, even though the title sounds very sad. Like it's such a fun sounding song, and it's about his girl being his ride or die. That's something. Yeah, of course, a lot of guys like that concept of a ride or die. So like, of course, the song sounds good to me. At 35, we have Homeboy from JoJo. Um, just a simple love song about, falling in love with a friend that you grew up with. Not really relatable to me, but I still like how the song sounds. At number 34, we have Get It Poppin', a bonus song from her second album, The High Road. Get It Poppin', I mean, it's basically like a very 2000s club sounding song. It's a 2000 club sounding song, but she was still underage, which that was part of the point of the song. Like she's not old enough to get into a club, so she's gonna set up a party outside the club. And I don't know, it's just a funny song when you really think about the concept. Like, oh, I'm 16, I can't get inside the club, so we're just gonna party outside. Realistically, I get the point of the song, but realistically, like if that really was to happen, the people getting in the club would look at them like, what the hell are y'all doing? Y'all get what I'm saying? But yeah, Get It Poppin' is a fun sounding song despite me finding the concept very funny. At 33, we have Worst I Assume by JoJo, which is from her Trying Not to Think About It album, which is probably my second favorite album from her and her discography. Worst I Assume is a feeling that I'm pretty sure a lot of people, especially if you had a bad dating history like me, I'm pretty sure that's one that you'll really find relatable. Basically, it's about her messing with somebody new, but she doesn't want to fall too much because she's afraid that they're gonna screw her over like people in the past did. Yeah, that's one I really relate to a lot, especially with my dating history. Like anytime I start talking to a new girl and we get somewhat serious, I just be thinking like, damn, please don't screw me over. Do not screw me over. But yeah. 32. And is this my highest song from Kendrick? I can't believe it. Yeah, this is my highest song from Kendrick. Oh wait, no. No, it's not my highest. At 32, we have Euphoria, which in my opinion, I really do feel like it should be over Not Like Us. Spoiler alert, Not Like Us is higher than Euphoria. I feel like Euphoria should be higher than Not Like Us because personally, I feel like I listen to Euphoria more than Not Like Us. But that's the thing about it. Like, I listen to Euphoria a lot more with YouTube, like on YouTube Music, but I heard Not Like Us more on Apple Music. So, like, okay, yeah. But Euphoria, look, this might actually be like top three favorite Kendrick songs ever. And it's crazy because like it's not because I hate Drake, but it's just the way that Kendrick raps, his intensity and stuff like that. Like Kendrick was really snapping on Drake. Like I don't just love the song. I don't hate Drake. I actually like Drake's music a lot and I like, you know, well, Drake as a person, no, but like I like his music a lot. But that's not why I like this song so much because like I hate Drake or anything. It just I don't know. Kendrick's performance on this song is great, and the disses were very funny at Drake. Like even though I like Drake, it is still very funny to listen to. But nah, I don't know. I just like his performance on the song. I think that's the biggest thing for me. I just like his performance on the song, and I'm not gonna lie, the song does go hard, despite it being a diss track. It does kind of go hard in the whip, in my opinion. Um, at 31, and I always tell people this all the time. There's certain songs that I need played at my wedding. At 31, we have Leon Thomas's "I Do" from Mutt. This song has to be played at my wedding. Just like how I say JoJo's "Never Say Goodbye" needs to be played at my wedding. Leon Thomas's "I Do" has to be played. I'm sorry. If the woman that I'm marrying don't like "I Do" and don't want it to be played at our wedding, I just can't marry her. "I Do" is such an amazing song. And yo, I can't wait for the day that I go to a wedding and someone actually plays the song. It's like one of the perfect wedding songs. Of course, with a song called I Do, obviously it is meant to be a wedding song, but like it's just a perfect song. So if I go to a wedding and nobody ever plays it, just know it'll be played at mine. At 20 at Oh, at 30, we have 20s by Giveon, which 20s really is like the reason I love 20 so much, not only is it a relatable song, like, being with someone and feeling like you wasted your time with it, but it's such a relatable or it's such an amazing song because of the vibe to the song. Like it really gives me that old school vibe. You know what song, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the instrumentation, the emotion he's putting behind it, but like, you know what song this reminds me of? It reminds me of I Used to Be Your Lover. I think I think that's by I Used to Be Your Lover. Oh, I Forgot to Be Your Lover. Yeah. I Forgot to Be Your Lover by William Bell. Uh for some reason 20s really reminds me of that song. I don't know why. I guess it's the instrumentation or his performance, like how he's pouring his heart out and stuff like that. I don't know, but like when I listen to 20s, it really reminds me so much of I Forgot to Be Your Lover. So like, yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. Listen to both songs and tell me, do y'all hear it? Like, do y'all hear it? I'm not saying that it sounds like a remake of it or anything, but like, I don't know, there had to be some type of sample or maybe not a sample, but like there had to be some inspiration from that song. I just feel like I hear something there. Um at 29 we have Not Like Us. It's one of Kendrick's funniest songs. It got a banging beat. There's not really much of an explanation to why that song is great. It just Not Like Us is a great song. I do feel like it is overplayed though. It definitely isn't Kendrick's best song, which you wouldn't think that looking at my list. But yeah, Not Like Us. I mean, it is a banger. It is a really good song. I'm just really surprised that Euphoria isn't higher or that there's not another higher Kendrick song. I'm surprised more GNX songs isn't higher on this list, but GNX did literally just come out like it did just literally come out late last year. So maybe with time, my list will definitely look different. I did save this playlist um to my Apple Music account. So like I'll look back and maybe I'll see like if anything changes on this list. But yeah, as of right now, Not Like Us is at 29. At 28, we have Good Old by JoJo, which, it's just pretty much a regular like love type song. It's just basically about her and her it's basically about her and her man, riding around. I'm pretty sure talking about smoking weed. I'm not gonna lie. Like it kind of sounds like the song is about her smoking weed, but for context, the song came out when she was underage. So like JoJo, if you're listening, if you somehow listen to this podcast, um, can you explain to me what this song is really about? Are you blasting some good old? Or are you smoking that good old? Because in the song, she literally says we could get high off that good old. And I'm like, now what's that good old? I don't know, but if you was underage, that song should have definitely not been made. But yeah, at number 27, I don't know if I said it earlier, but Rod Wave is really good at intros. That's one thing about Rod Wave. I really love his intros, and Pray for Love is probably my favorite intro from him just because honestly, I know Rod Wave is counted as a rapper, but like I really feel like it's more fitting to call Rod Wave an R&B singer because he's pretty much singing for most of his music. But he do get in his rap bag, and Pray for Love is probably my favorite rap centric song from him. This and Pray for Love and damn, that song that he has with Moneybag Yo. Oh, Feel the Same Way. Feel the Same Way. So yeah, Feel the Same Way and Pray for Love is easily my favorite rap centered songs from Rod Wave and HG4. Those three songs. And Federal Nightmares. Okay, basically, Rod Wave got a lot of great rapping centric songs, but yeah, this is easily up there for me. Um, at 26, we have Side to Side from Hitman Matt. He's still like an underground artist or whatever, and I don't even think he really has that much music. But Side to Side is just like a very fun sounding song. It has a very 2000s feel. I think the song came out like last year or either 2019. It came out very recently, but it has a very like 2000s like club hit type feel. So like if you're into like more of a 2000s R&B fun sounding type song, definitely check out Side to Side. At 25, we have Keep On Keeping On. And this is something about JoJo's music that I feel like a lot of people don't talk about enough. JoJo's music does talk about a lot of real things and things that you probably wouldn't expect. One thing I love about JoJo's music is that, like, she does not shy away from what happened to her in her personal life. Like I know there's a lot of R&B singers that like get songs written for them and stuff like that, but JoJo loves to write about songs from her personal life. And Keep on Keeping On basically is a song about like how she grew up poor, but you know, she still keeps her head up high. And the crazy thing is this is from her first album, and I think she made this album when she was 14. So like to hear like a young girl like singing about growing up in the struggle and stuff like that, it just was a very beautiful sounding song. And it also shows like at that young age she just kind of understood how the world really worked already. Like it's such an amazing song. If you haven't heard it, listen to it. At number 24, Believe Me from Rod Wave. um yeah, basically another song that sounds sad, but like I don't know, it's a banger. It's a banger though. At number 23, we have Feel the Same Way by Rod Wave. Just basically a song about how Rod Wave is going to ride for his homies and stuff like that. If you got any close friends, then obviously you can relate to this song. Feel the Same Way, such an amazing song. And like I said earlier, one of my favorite rap centered songs from Rod Wave. At 22, we have, in my opinion, Chris Brown's most underrated song, and that is I May Never Find. It's from it's a song that came out very early in his career. It's part of the Gimme That. If you know Gimme That, it's from his first album. Like it's one of the songs from his first album. But when they released Gimme That as a single, like you know how like back in the 2000s they would have like little CDs or EPs where it's to promote one song but like they'll add another song onto that CD. um yeah, I May Never Find was part of the Gimme That EP. And yeah, I May Never Find is really like a old, like it to me it feels like a very old school. Of course it is old school now because it came out in the 2000s, but like it really does like have that old school. In my opinion, it kind of sounds also like it could have been made in the 90s, to be honest. But I May Never Find is like easily like top 5 Chris Brown songs for me. I'm just gonna say it now, I'm surprised No Guidance isn't higher. Actually, No Guidance isn't even in my 100. That's crazy. No Guidance is my favorite song from Chris Brown, and No Guidance is actually my favorite song of all time. Like, I'm not even kidding. Of any song I've ever heard, No Guidance is easily my favorite song of all time. So I'm surprised that No Guidance isn't somewhere here. But yeah, like I said, I mean, this is more of a recent list. Around the time No Guidance came out, I had Spotify. So, like, you know, I listened to it way more on there. And then also, I do listen to No Guidance on YouTube a lot more. But yeah, I'm just surprised. So yeah, I guess you could say that this list doesn't always represent what some of my favorite songs of all time are, but yeah. At 21 we have Yes It Is by Leon Thomas from his Mutt album, and it's basically a banger about sex. It is a banger, but like I would not, I don't know. Well, you could play it in a club, but Yes It Is definitely a banger, and it's mm, mm. I really did not realize how freaking like freaky Leon Thomas was until I seen people actually point out more of the lyrics. Like I did not realize how freaky Leon Thomas was. I'm like, dang, Andre, stop it. Andre from Victoria, stop it. But yeah, yes it is a banger. Definitely check it out. 20 Like Yeah from this guy named JT. Now JT is another like underground artist or something like that. Like he's not really a mainstream artist. The only reason I found him is because at one point I had like the infinity settings on Apple Music, you know, where like you press that and if the song you're playing to or the playlist you're playing like ends, it'll start playing songs that's very similar to it. I was listening to like a Chris Brown song and I had the infinity on, and JT's Like Yeah came on, and I very much understand why. This sounds like a Chris Brown song. It sounds like something he would have made, even down to like his vocal runs, like how he's singing the song is basically how Chris Brown would have sung a song. So like, yeah, if you're a big Chris Brown fan, definitely check out I think the album is called, wait, let me go to the album. Virtual Reality from JT. If you have never heard JT's music, but you're a Chris Brown fan, check out this, and I would call it more of an EP because it's only 9 songs, it's not that long. But like definitely check this out because I'm just like, bro, this is basically a discount Chris Brown album, pretty much. No disrespect to JT, obviously the music is good because like I love Chris Brown as an artist, but like, yeah, this is just basically discount Chris Brown. Basically, Chris Brown is like Trader Joe's and Whole Foods, and JT is kind of like the dollar store. And I'm saying that, but it's not trying to be disrespectful. It just sounds so much alike. It just really sounds like something that Chris Brown would have made. Like, yeah. Um, at 19, we got Ain't Mad at You by Rod Wave. Basically, they're talking about how, once his boy got out of jail, like he just not trying to be in the game no more. He trying to better his life. And while Rod Wave is still in that life, he understands why his boy, wants to leave. It's a very emotional sounding song, but I also love the song because I mean, besides the message, I do like hearing that, that type of story. But um, the other reason I love it is because it samples Life Jennings Must Be Nice, which is one of my favorite R&B songs of all time. Must Be Nice is such an amazing song. So to hear him sample that, I'm a sucker for samples when it's done well. Don't just sample just to sample, like to just grab nostalgia. Like when it's done well, you know. And also it interpolates Ain't Mad at You by Tupac. So like just a lot of inspiration sprinkled in this song. At 18, we have Green Light, which is definitely one of the songs I say if you are someone that believes that Rod Wave only makes sad music, Green Light is one of the songs I'm gonna point to you. I feel like this is one that would go hard in the club. The only problem is it's so damn short. Like it is so short, it's not even funny. But Green Light is one of those songs I would recommend to people if you are of the belief that he makes only sad music. At number 17, we have Sky Priority, which is basically a very similar sounding song to Popular Loner. I just do think Sky Priority is a slightly better version of Popular Loner. Not only that, but just like I said, he's great with intros, and this is the intro to his very first album, Ghetto Gospel. So, yeah, I definitely recommend that. 16, another relatable song from JoJo. We have Fairy Tales, basically just talking about like how the bad things she went through in relationships just kind of make her, give up on love. And I still ultimately believe in love. I still believe I'm gonna find my person someday, but I can't lie, like when I be going through it, this song just is there to comfort me because like it's nice to know that I'm not the only one feeling this way sometimes. So like, yeah, Fairy Tales, if that sounds interesting, definitely check it out. And it's the outro to her first album. So, yeah. 15, PTSD. I'm not gonna lie, this is a sad song from Rod Wave. It is a sad song, but I don't know why. Like I just really like the song a lot. The thing here's something about me. Here's something about me, and people have pointed this out about me. I can listen to like some of the saddest songs ever, but I won't be sad listening to it. It's so weird. I don't know how to explain it. Some songs, of course, when I'm going through it, like I listen to it because I'm sad, but like I can listen to a sad song and not be sad at all. And PTSD is a perfect example of that. I'll be in my car singing PTSD, like I'll be singing my heart out to PTSD while I'm not even feeling sad. It's not even just a Rod Wave thing. It's just in general. Like even one time, I tell people all the time. One of my favorite artists is Quabs, and his album is like full of sad songs. I was listening to a Quab song in front of one of my boys one day, and he was like, "Dang, Tevin, you going through it or something?" And I was like, "No, why you ask that?" And he was like, "Because this song is sad." And I'm like, "Bro." It's not even me being sad. It's just like I don't know. The songs just sound amazing to me, so I'm just gonna sing my heart out. So yeah. Um, 14, which I'm kind of surprised this is that high up, but not that kind of girl. It's from JoJo's first album, and basically it's just talking about like she's not like any other girls, pretty much. Like if a guy wants to step to her, she's not like the usual type of girl. So it's not really anything too special, but it's just a fun sounding song. At number 13, we have Break My Heart, which is probably my second favorite song from Rod Wave. Like I said, title sounds sad, but I don't feel sad listening to it. I don't know. The song doesn't feel that sad to me. But with its title like Break My Heart, it really doesn't help the case. But if you want more of a song that doesn't sound sad, at number 12 we have Cuban Links from Rod Wave, which is basically a rags to riches type song, like a I used to be broke but now I got money type song. So yeah, if you want to hear that type of song from Rod Wave, definitely check that out. The next song from Rod Wave also isn't sad. At number 11, we have Brace Face, which is more of a straight up lovey dovey type song. Rod Wave makes a lot of love songs, but it's more sad love songs. But Brace Face is definitely a very happy, like when you're in a good space with your girl, you'll be listening to it. Like my last girlfriend, when we were in a really good space, I would listen to Brace Face so many times. I would dedicate the song to her. Like, yeah, Brace Face was definitely a song that like that's more of a lovey dovey bubblegum type bubblegum type love song. At number 10, we have Mutt by Leon Thomas, which I'm surprised I'm surprised. Yes, it is, and like other songs from his album isn't higher, but like Mutt is easily his most popular song. It's a banger. Like I remember when it first came out. Hence why if I was to show you it on my screen, I'm gonna put the album cover up here. But if I was to show you it on my screen, it's the single cover. Like when the single first came out, I was bumping this thing 24/7. Like I don't even think I heard any other song that day besides this song. Like Mutt was instantly a song that I loved when he first dropped it. So yeah, at number 9 we have Anxiety, Berlinda's Theme by JoJo, and this is another song that I talked about before. It's crazy. I've never been diagnosed with anxiety, but like when I hear songs about anxiety and when I watch movies about it, I feel like I relate. Like I do relate to it a lot. Like the feelings that they say, I really understand. And Berlinda's or Anxiety, Belinda's theme, it's a song that I really 100% like relate with. And I like I said, I've never been diagnosed with anxiety. I really haven't, but I don't know. And I'm not sitting here trying to self-diagnose or anything like that. Maybe someday I should look into it. Actually, I really should, but like I don't know. It's just a song that like I really relate to, and JoJo really did her thing with this song. And it's one of the reasons that I love if trying not to think about it. If you like I said, if you never heard the album, definitely go check it out. But like it's definitely one of those songs. Um Use My Shoulder is another song from JoJo's first album. That's number 8. Use My Shoulder is one of those songs from JoJo's first album that's like, yeah, this song is really amazing. And it's a very relatable song. Like, basically, if you need a friend or if you need somebody, just use my shoulder. Like, it's one of those type of songs. At number 7, we have Let It Rain from JoJo. Um, Basically, just another regular love song or whatever. Nothing too crazy. Number 6, now this is the one, and I'm surprised this isn't higher. What the hell? Um, at number 6, we have Never Say Goodbye by JoJo, and it's one of those songs, like I said, needs to be played at my wedding. It needs to be played. There's no other way. Just like I do, no, Never Say Goodbye got to be played at my wedding. Maybe it can be like the song at the reception that me and my wife dance to, but Never Say Goodbye, it just has to be played at my wedding. It's such an amazing song. And fun fact, um, me and my mom went to go see JoJo, I think in March. She came to Philly, so we went to go see her. And right before, I swear JoJo must have knew I was in the crowd. She must have knew I was in the crowd. She ended the concert. But as we were walking out, she was like, "Guys, I'm loving the energy tonight. I just want to play one more song. If you feel like leaving now, that's up to you, but I just feel like playing one more song." And of course, the song that she played was a slower version of Never Say Goodbye. And yo, I was so happy. Like I was so excited. Like that was probably one of my favorite moments of the year. Not even just the JoJo concert, but just hearing her perform that song. Like I love that song so much. Honestly, I feel like it should be number 2 on this list, but I guess there's other songs that I listen to more. But just know, Never Say Goodbye personally is my second favorite song from JoJo. Um, at number 5, we have Crash and Burn by Leon Thomas, which I don't know what it is. Just like I was saying with 20s by Giveon, when I hear Crash and Burn, not that it reminds me of not that it reminds me of another song, but it reminds me of somebody else. I feel like Drake should have had a verse on Crash and Burn. The beat sounds like a Drake beat. The things that Leon Thomas is singing about on the song, Drake should have hopped on the remix to this song. Leon, look, I need you to start flexing your popularity now. I need you to start flexing your connections too. Because before Leon started making like his own like really making music on this type of level and whatever, he was working and producing for rappers and like other people and stuff like that. He produced for Drake. I need you to start flexing your connections. I mean, now he is because he got the Mutt remix with Chris Brown. But like, I need you to flex your connections more because there is no reason that Crash and Burn sounded like a perfect song for Drake to hop on, and you didn't get Drake on it. I don't know. Look, there's still time. There's still time, Leon. You know, nowadays people be releasing music videos for old songs. People be releasing like remixes for old songs. Leon, I need you to get on it. I need you to get this Crash and Burn remix with Drake on it. We need it. The streets need it. But Crash and Burn is a really great song. Definitely check it out. Number four, Like That, and not the Kendrick and Future, Like That by JoJo. It's a really great song. It's just a regular love song, nothing too crazy. And number three, we have Love Jones by Leon Thomas and Ty Dolla Sign, which this is probably my favorite song from Leon Thomas. Probably, maybe someday I can do like a song ranking. I have thrown out the idea that I want to do song rankings at some point. But yeah, Love Jones, definitely one of my favorite songs from Leon Thomas. I like the vibe of it and stuff like that, and the vocal effect that Leon put on his voice. I don't think it's auto-tuned, but like he got some type of vocal effect on his voice that just sounds good. Like I don't know what it is, I don't know what the effect is, but like the whatever he did to his voice on this song just sounds amazing. At number two, we have the Happy Song by JoJo, which I'm surprised this isn't number three, and I'm surprised Never Say Goodbye isn't over this. But the Happy Song, I talked about this on my JoJo ranking I forget if it was my JoJo ranking or if it was my favorite songs or my replay of last year, but pretty much the Happy Song is like one of those songs where like I can see why it's this high up. I'm just surprised that some songs ain't above it. But like the Happy Song is such an amazing song, and no lie, and I'm not just saying this because of the title, but it is one of those songs where even if I'm having a bad day, I can just listen to it and like it'll just instantly put me in a better mood. Will I be 100% great? No, but it will put me in a better mood. So yeah, the Happy Song really is such an amazing song. Check it out, especially if you're having a bad day. Like it's one that will probably lift your spirits up a little bit more. And then number one, my favorite song from JoJo, and probably favorite song, like favorite top five song of all time, Anything by JoJo. I don't know the name of the song that it samples. I always hear the original song that it samples, but like Anything, I don't know what it is. It's just like it's just a love song basically about how she'll do anything for her man and stuff like that. And even if you a straight guy like me, like just hearing a song like about how you'll do anything about the person that you love, like it's such a great song. And then also it's kind of a banger in my opinion. Like it's something that you can have fun with and whatever, like you know. But it's not that deep of a song. It just really is just more of a song about how you'll do anything for the person that you love, and like it's just a very fun sounding song at the same time. So that's it. That's my top 50. And dang, I've been recording for like 48 minutes. Dang. So I guess that's a minute for like every song if you really think about it. But yeah, nothing too crazy, just out of nowhere episode idea. I just wanted to give y'all a little something something while I'm away on my trip, give y'all some content while I'm out. This time around I'm not vlogging. I know the last time I went to Baltimore I vlogged, but like this time around I'm just gonna put the camera down and enjoy myself a little bit more. Not that I didn't enjoy myself last time, but like I'm gonna live in the moment more. That's the one thing that's hard about doing vlogs. Like you want to live in the moment, but you also want to capture content. It's tough. But yeah, man, I hope y'all enjoyed. Um, and that's the other thing. I'm trying to get back on a consistent uploading schedule. But I hope y'all enjoyed this episode, more of a fun type one. And hopefully we get more interesting stories coming out next week. so that I can have something more interesting to talk about. But yeah, with all that being said, Tevin Jameer signing out. Catch y'all on the next one.